I don't stand side by side with nobody till I bleed with them first.
What did we just see? You probably think this world is a dream come true.
When I step into this ring, yeah, bro, I am addicted.
Don't sleep on Luca!
Maybe tomorrow we'll all wear 42.
If you fight for your dreams will fight for you.
Cherry Bullet is a South Korean girl group consisting of 7 members: Hyun, Yuju, Bora, Jiwon, Remy, Charon, and Mei. The group originally consisted of 10 members, but in December of 2019, 3 members would leave the group. The group would carry on with 7 and release 2 singles in 2020. In 2021, the group would release their first EP, Cherry Rush. In 2022, they would release their second EP, Cherry Wish. And just this week, the group would make their comeback with their third EP, Cherry Dash. Though not a definitive method of measuring the scale of artists, Cherry Bullet currently has 342,515 monthly listeners on Spotify. Now, I'm new to K-pop, so I can't say for sure if you could classify them as a small artist. I mean, multiple of their music videos on YouTube have millions of views. But for the sake of today's video and the introduction of my new mini-series, I'm going to assume they are a lesser-known group. And again, this is not a negative statement on the group. Quite frankly, it's the opposite. In this mini-series on this channel, I want to introduce lesser-known artists, wrestlers, shows, movies, etc. Depending on the subject, some videos may be more like a guide, while others will be introductory. However, the point of focus will always be on artists, wrestlers, or other forms of media that aren't talked about as much, or simply that I just want to be appreciated more. In a future episode that will be an installment to the series, I describe one group as being one of my favorite music discoveries of 2022. But as I've listened to more Cherry Bullet, that choice becomes much harder. And so with all that out of our way, allow me to present to you Cherry Bullet. What better way to start off than to discuss their latest comeback, Cherry Dash. Admittedly, I was going to do an album review for this. However, I scrapped that at the last second due to time. Since they are a smaller group, the availability of translated lyrics and community input is scarce at the moment. Again, it only dropped this Tuesday, but yet, twice dropped last night, video on that potentially next week, and all their songs already have multiple lyric videos out. It's not a dunk on them, it just kind of shows the difference when it comes to fan bases and popularity. Anyways, that is still not going to stop me from discussing the title track of their latest comeback, POW, which stands for Play on the World. Now, I will say, when I first heard this song, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. On first listen, I can admit it is a bit overwhelming and might not leave the best impression, but at the same time, I think it can. A lot goes on in this song, and I think its creativity can be admired. After a couple listens, you come to appreciate all that occurs. And to add on to that, I think the music video greatly adds to its experience. Personally, the music video is what got me to appreciate the song. If I best had to describe the song, all I can really think of is a car chase scene, kind of reminiscent of the one in Black Panther. Just the whole setting and overall vibe to it. The song is very upbeat. The members shine vocally both individually and as one. The anti-drop in this song is very surprising but works very well. The production fits the vibe and their vocals so well. And personally, my favorite part of the production is present during Hyun's and Jiwon's parts. Speaking of Jiwon, she has a very good part where she effortlessly flows with the instrumental, and again, my personal favorite part of the entire song is when the beat is building up and you have her deep distorted voice matching it perfectly. Maybe my bias is showing, but I wish more of the song sounded like that part as well as Hyun's part. But do not let that take away from the rest of the song. It is very catchy and unique. As far as lyrically, I'll read to you Cherry Dash's description because I think it perfectly encapsulates what this song and the album is about. The name of the third album, Cherry Dash, is derived from dash, which means rushing and running, and contains Cherry Bullet's independent and confident image. Cherry Bullet, who set out to find their own style, talks about their inner maturity and beauty with an image that is not shaken by anyone's gaze. The title song, POW, Play on the World, is a song that contains Cherry Bullet's bold message to move forward with my choices and become the center of the world. It is a pop dance song with an impressive experimental sound and dynamic development. You can see Cherry Bullet taking a step on the runway confidently, wearing the beauty that suits them. A beautiful message. Given its recent release, I don't have much to say now, but make no mistake that I'll likely find many more parts to appreciate as I give it more listens. Moving on to the B side of Cherry Dash, we have Whistle Like That. Now, I have never been one to dive too deep into line distribution, a staple of K-pop's culture, but even I have to come in and say justice for Remy. From what fans could tell, her only lines on this song are repeating the words like that in the post-chorus, I believe it is. Aside from that, the song is still very good. Hyun and May's vocals to start off are amazing. Jiwon and Bora's high-pitched voices are perfect for the chorus. This is followed beautifully by Charon's soft yet slightly deeper voice, which stands out so well due to its placement on the song. The whistle is always a perfect addition and adds to its catchiness. Again, the song similarly follows the theme of radiating confidence. To me at least, I can also see a couple of lyrics and it feels like it's describing loving the little things about someone, such as their whistling. A really great catchy B-side from their recent release. Alright, our next song is Love in Space, and are you ready to enter anime territory? Now, the reason I say that is just because of how much it genuinely matches the overall aura of an anime opening. And I can say confidently that this is one of their most upbeat songs. Bora and Hyun both come to shine on this song with their vocals, and honestly, I remember hearing this song last year and just being so impressed with their performance. I ended up watching their little game series on YouTube called Cherry on Air and was blown away by just how high Bora and Hyun can go. Really impressive vocals from the two of them. Another thing I'll never forget from my first listen is the way the song starts off, and that is with Jiwon and Charon rapping. I had to rewind it so many times the first time because I was just completely missing what they were saying, but it was so good. And diving into the lyrics, I really love the way they speak about love in connection to the theme of the song. A favorite of mine is Charon saying, "I ran millions of light years to meet you again." Yuju has a great line saying, "Perhaps you'll vanish without a word, but I'll find you in the darkness." That line is very reminiscent of Starset to me and just their use of imagery. And quite frankly, a lovely display of how strong the love is, so much so that they'll embark through the unknown just to be with them again. And lastly, the final thing I want to praise about this song is its overall fluidity. Each part just flows so nicely into the next, and each member equally shines with what they're given. A true highlight of Cherry Bullet's discography. We're now taking it back to their first EP and its title track, Love So Sweet. Similar to Love in Space, it's another upbeat song, but I think Love So Sweet is more subtle. This song might be their most K-pop song sonically and thematically. By that, I mean it sounds like what most would think the genre sounds like, especially if they've had no exposure to it. And that can be a good and a bad thing. It's good because it's accessible and easy to listen to, but the theme may not resonate with most. You know how it is here in the West. Nobody is allowed to be happy, so a love song like this might not connect well with new listeners. But to me, that's why I love this title track so much. It conveys a very innocent, pure love. Similar to what I said about Pow, the lyrics demonstrate loving the littlest things, like a person's voice, and how they're addicted to the sweetness of this love. Speaking of, there are so many little parts in this song that are just addicting. Any of the members saying 2020 decibel, Hyun's chorus, Remy's little shoosh, and finally the whistling and repetition all make this song so much enjoyable. Again, they flow so nicely from part to part, the vocals are top tier again, and overall it's just a nice comfort song. The music video is really well made. I love the transitions from room to room, and it really is such a unique video that, in my opinion, perfectly encapsulates this group. Real quickly, before I continue on, I want to highlight two songs. The reason I'm highlighting them quickly here, instead of going fully in depth, is because they are covers. They aren't original songs of Cherry Bullet, but I still love them so much. And plus, since they're covers, they're not available on streaming service, so you have to seek them out on YouTube. Well, obviously the rest of the songs I'm mentioning and will mention are available. I know they have more, so maybe one day I'll listen to all of their covers and do sort of a review or tier ranking of them, but for now I want to highlight Hyun's cover of Stupid Love and Jiwon's cover of Strawberry Moon. Hyun's cover is such a beautiful slow ballad that really showcases her vocals even more, and Strawberry Moon by Jiwon honestly has to be one of my favorite covers of all time. Jiwon again not only showcases her vocals, but it's a really unique take on the song. To me at least, the song is very different from the original, and I think that's what I love about it the most. Most covers sort of emulate the original, while Jiwon approaches the song from a different point in a sense. It sounds like the original, but it has its own uniqueness to it, I guess, vocally. And also, the video is really cute, but that's enough of my bias showing through. Just two amazing covers to check out from the group. Now, we reach the final song I want to discuss. Cherry Bullet is a fairly new group and doesn't get as many comebacks as most groups, so they don't have a ton of music out. They, however, like I mentioned, have 3 EPs out, and while I could talk about more of their music, remember, this series is supposed to be an introduction. I know it's a bit shorter and not as long, but remember, it's an introduction that by the end of it, it is up to you to decide if you want to dive deeper. This, however, is my final pitch for Cherry Bullet. If all else has failed, I hope this at least catches you. For our final song, I have what I consider to be Cherry Bullet's best song. Broken is a B-side from Cherry Bullet's second EP, Cherry Wish. If I was asked what song I think perfectly encapsulates and showcases Cherry Bullet, it would be Broken. In all forms of criteria, Cherry Bullet passes with flying numbers. Vocals, production, lyrics, fluidity, etc. It is perfection in a song. I know that's a lot of high praise, but that is truly how much I love this song from Cherry Bullet. A part of me struggles to even come up with words, and I feel enticed in a way to just end it here and just say, go listen to it, but that's a terrible so. So let's start vocally. Each member gets to shine with every opportunity they get, whether it's big or small. Again, bias may be showing here, but Jiwon and Hyun are absolutely beautiful on this song with their vocals. Jiwon, Hyun, and Bora go high for this song, while Yuju, Mei, Charon, and Remy balance it out with their lower, steadier voices. And that's not to say the other 3 aren't stable during the song, but the highness of their vocals presents this sort of beautiful stress/emphasis. It really highlights the emotion behind their parts. And the production as well is very beautiful on this song. I love how it slows and gets quiet only to build back up for the chorus. Nothing on this song feels abrupt or out of place to me. I don't want to speak about one member solely because I want to show love to all the members and their contributions, but I just can't let myself sell Jiwon's performance here short. It is the part I am most in love with. There's just something about her parts, especially the moments when she goes high. I'm literally at a loss for words when trying to come up with the words to describe my enjoyment of her parts as well as the rest of the song. And lyrically, I think it is Cherry Bullet's most rich song. It's a song about love, but what approach are we taking? With a title like Broken, there's a lot to try and infer about. Yuju has a really good line where she says, "I'll show my true self more because I trust you more than anyone else." So we get this picture that it's a very close and intimate connection. But I think as you look deeper into the lyrics, a bigger picture is slowly being revealed. And to me, that picture is the struggle of being vocal about love. See, right after, Mei says, "It's still not enough. I hope you express it a little more boldly." Now, that can either be a message to the other person or themselves. They recognize this struggle to truly be vulnerable with the one they love and even have doubts as to whether it is enough. In the pre-chorus, Remy says it feels good, followed by Bora saying, "Wake me up from my sleep." Hyun then says, "Connect me with you the moment we become one." And then Jiwon goes on to say, "Come close, close to me, I'll cross the invisible line." To me, this shows that the love we are hearing about from them perhaps may not be real yet. They are clearly letting us know the love they feel for this person, but have they communicated it yet? That's why to me, that yearn to be awoken from their dreams and connect with their love sort of demonstrates that, because that's the only place where it's occurring as of right now. And in reality, they're trying to act on it. But again, the only place where it's present, at least right now, at least the vibe I'm getting, is in their dreams. And that's why Jiwon says she'll cross that invisible line, because the only wall that's really stopping them from expressing their love is themselves. And that is where Broken comes into play. Again, they have all these desires and emotions that they want to express but haven't. For example, Bora on the chorus says, "Can you look at only me, keep your eyes on me?" But on that same chorus, Yuju and Remy say, "I'll shout it out now, broken beyond the limit." They are breaking past that invisible wall to let their true feelings be known. Hyun builds upon this right after saying, "I'll show you now it's broken as much as it hurts." That last line definitely sticks with you. Why would it hurt to just be honest? Well, we're all human at the end of the day. You can't fault someone for struggling to be open and vulnerable. It's right there, vulnerable. You're open, unprotected, and sometimes it doesn't always work out well. People are taken advantage of. Their vulnerability is used against them. And sadly, all it does is cause those people to be less vulnerable, to be more unwilling to share these emotions. But Cherry Bullet breaks that cycle on this song. Like they said, they trust in this person and recognize that this love is worth fighting for. Yuju and Hyun highlight this by saying, even if you stop sometimes, it's alright. I'll hold your hand, you can lean on me. Shine the endless light, there's nothing that doesn't break. Love is one of the most difficult emotions in the world. It's simple yet difficult to express. It's hard yet easy to mess up. It's easy to give, and yet we still struggle to. Sometimes it's genuine, other times it's deceptive. But Cherry Bullet gives the hope that even when it's broken, love can still be innocent, genuine, and sweet.